Remediation plans are underway to clean up a former chemical manufacturing site in New Plymouth on land tapu to local iwi. Dow Chemical NZ Limited officially took ownership of Paritutu from global agri-chemical giant Corteva last week and is awaiting feedback from the Regional Council, New Plymouth District Council and Taranaki Iwi on possible remediation for the site. The Kāhui o Taranaki Chairperson Jackie King and New Plymouth Mayor Neil Holden are with us now. Tēnā kōrua. Thank you for joining us.
Kia ora. Kia ora, Neil. Tēnā koe.
Kia ora.
Now, Jackie, first, let's start with you. What can you tell us about the site's history and why it's significant, particularly to Ngāti Tairi and Ngāti Tawhiti?
Kāhui, Neil. Really, it's just, it's such a significant site for us. Anyone who comes to Ngā Motu or New Plymouth will certainly see Paritutu, a beautiful, large little maunga, we call it, where the site overlooks essentially. And for us, the site was a significant settlement at one time, as well, over multiple generations actually, for both Ngāti Tāpatahi and Ngāti Tairi. We interchanged the boundary lines. So for us, it was not just a settlement, but there's also urupā there as well. And for us too, it was a site of quite a bit of significance. As you can see in some of those images there, for us, it was I guess a place of retreat in times of warfare, and also a battleground at times too.
Kāhui. Mayor Holden, Taranaki Regional Council's Operations and Regulatory Committee met yesterday. Any significant decisions made from this meeting you can share?
No, look, the meeting they had yesterday, there was a report there that captured a high-level summary of all of the activity that's gone on there over the last 70 years. It captured why it's significant to mana whenua, and clearly also one of the key things is it captured the wide range of chemical contamination that's occurred there over the long history of the site, and particularly some of the really high-risk chemicals, including the likes of dioxins, which we know are sitting under the ground. And reflects that Dow has made a commitment to work with the community, to work with mana whenua, to work with the regulators, to undertake comprehensive testing of the site, and then to work through a remediation plan.
Now, Jackie, where did this draft report come from that was presented to members, and what was some of the most important information from this report?
For us, it was a status report. As Corteva, who previously, up until, I believe, February of this year, owned the site, and Dow took over, part of the process of that transfer or that transition was Dow starting to engage with us. And we've been applying a degree of pressure, certainly with the help of Neil here, to those companies to be really frank and transparent with the community that they are a part of, to provide us with the details around the site and also the associated dumping point, which we're all very familiar with. So we requested that this detailed report go to council. Throughout the years, the Regional Council have been responsible for monitoring and regulating what's gone on there. And we have had our concerns about that process in the past. And part of this report is to bring us all up to date, so everyone's very clear around the step.
Okay. Mayor Holden, where do you feel the real accountability lies? Is it with Dow? Is it with Corteva, particularly on remediation?
Oh, absolutely. It sits with Dow. And I mean, what you're talking about is a multi-billion-dollar corporation which is booking profits around sort of $2 billion per annum. And so, you know, they've made vast amounts of money from the manufacturing of the site. This is a fantastic site. It's right next to a marine reserve. As Jackie mentioned, of huge significance to Māori, of huge significance to everyone. It's a beautiful place, and yet you've just got this toxic legacy under the ground. And Dow have come to the party, and you know they understand that they've got an ethical responsibility to New Zealanders and to the people of Ngā Motu to clean it up. And we're here to make sure that it's done to the absolute best standard that can be achieved, so that we can sort of move past, what is quite a dark history for the site, and see if, there can be some light at the end of the tunnel for our community. So it's a really exciting time for us, and we have to acknowledge Dow for stepping up, because they've made the commitment to do this, and our job is to work together to make sure it's the standard.
Yeah, perfect. Jackie King from Te Kāhui o Taranaki in New Plymouth, Mayor Neil Holden. Thank you so much for joining us today, and please keep us up to date and informed about what happens in the near future. Ngā mihi ki a kōrua.
Ngā mihi.
Ngā mihi.